Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. How are we going to do this? Let's see. Alright, alright. Oh. Oh god. Alright. Alright. Okay. Oh god. Maybe this works. Let's see. I haven't even posted that I'm streaming yet. Okay. Okay. This should be fine. Alright. Stream time. Hello! Oh my gosh. I didn't think that there would be people yet. I forgot to charge my my laptop, and this is what happened. Let me just tweet that I'm live. Oh god. Alright. Let me do this real quick. Alright. Share. 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 Oh, come on. Click. Copy. Paste. Live now. See preview. Done. Finally. Alright. Now we're good. Can't you stream while your laptop is charging? Yeah, but in order to like set everything up, my laptop needs to have a decent amount of charge. Just because it's like the power bank for everything, so if it only has like a certain percentage, it's just gonna shut down like right away. I've unfortunately had that happen before. A bit too many times. But this should be fun. I double checked to make sure that I could react to this, and there was like a shit ton of reactions on YouTube. But this is gonna be a little bit different because I don't have like a normal computer, so I have to just let the audio play and hope my mic picks up. So y'all are gonna have to help me see if it'll work. Let me just do that. Alright. This should be fine. Get this up. Get this up. Alright. Let's see if we can hear. Oh wait, shit. This will spoil pretty much the entire game for you, by the way. I don't really mind. I'm not one to mind spoilers. I might pin a message saying spoilers though. My microphone is literally balancing on my laptop right now. Alright, how do I pin? There we go. Wow! Look at how official that is. Alright, let's see if this'll, let's see if the mic will pick this up. Hello?
If you were to ask me, what is your favorite video game?
Okay, I need to crop that a bit better, but how was that? Was that good? Could y'all hear that alright? Before I start this entire video. Cause I don't want to be like, whoa, that's fucking crazy, and y'all are like, what just happened? It's a bit quiet, but I can hear it fine. Okay, I'll raise the volume a bit. All right, let's see. I'm so excited. Oh, I forgot my live sticker. Oh shit, the captions will make up for it. That's very true. Oh my gosh, my live sticker. Alright, I put it up. So that nobody just barges in.
Game ever made. I would have to say Cory in the House for the Nintendo DS.
I agree.
But Hollow Knight would be a close second. Hollow Knight was released on February 24th, 2017 by Team Cherry, an indie game studio based in the mythical land of Adelaide, South Australia. Over the past 3 years, Hollow Knight has become an indie darling. The game has sold over 3.5 million copies. It was the opening game at ADGQ 2019. There's a Hollow Knight book, a line of plushies, t-shirts, nicotine patches, nuclear warheads, and even vinyl records for all you goddamn hipsters.
Makes sense.
Team Cherry had one goal when making Hollow Knight. They wanted to create a world that allowed players to get completely lost in exploration. We can see this desire in Hollow Knight's design.
Wait, that hut is so cute.
Massive, with secrets and rewards hidden in every nook and cranny. Be that powerful charms, special abilities, or, the game's navigation system requires the player to work for their map, forcing them to make a stronger mental image of the world in their head.
Yeah, those bitches.
Christopher Larkin's score and Ari Gibson's artwork lend to this as well, creating an atmosphere that the player won't want to leave. But there's one aspect of Hollow Knight that keeps people like me coming back. The world building.
I'm gonna lower the lights. This is like a movie.
When Super Metroid launched in 1994, it stood out for its amazing sense of immersion. Now, in 1994, I was busy not being alive, but I've watched enough YouTube video essays to know that this game was a big deal. In case you didn't know, Super Metroid is basically the granddaddy of all Metroidvanias. That's why they're called Metroidvanias. Now, in Super Metroid, there are moments that give the player a sense of depth.
Oh,
Basically,
wait.
the feeling of...
Is this guy in... Is Samus in Smash? I feel like I've seen him before. And that's not something I say often. I am not very game literate. Has this guy been in Super Smash? Because I swear to God I've seen this. I swear I've seen this guy. He seems so familiar.
This world exists outside of Samus's interactions with it. In the room right before that diabetic crocodile thing, Samus can find the corpse of a random soldier. His inclusion here doesn't change the gameplay at all, but instead gives the player a sense of wonder about the world they are exploring.
That's a girl. Wait. That's a girl? Wait, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. God, I still have caps lock on. She's actually two characters, the one with and the one without the suit. Really? Oh my god! I'm very glad that I covered my screen. There are some sketchy pieces of artwork here. Oh my god, that's so cool. She's so pretty. The fuck? Alright, back to the video. Got off topic.
Who was this guy? Why was he here in the first place? Did he like jazz? Now, finding dead
doesn't really seem like a jazz type of person.
Cool, right? Well, Hollow Knight basically does the same thing about a dozen times. Through its world building, Hollow Knight turns Hallownest into a living kingdom. You can sense the ancient history of the land when you look at dilapidated structures or giant barred doors. Nothing feels like it was put into the game. That night looks intimidating. Randomly. There's a reason for it all. Except those reasons aren't the easiest to uncover. Hollow Knight's narrative is buried under layers of NPC dialogue, item descriptions, lore tablets, and even additional content like the Quarrel comic and Fangamer's Wanderer's Journal. These past 3 years have seen an insane amount of research by the Hollow Knight community to make sense of Team Cherry's sprawling world. We've even made it to the point where people are looking at the in-game signs to try and decipher Hallownest's logographic language. In this video, I hope to give you a long and detailed look into the world of Hollow Knight.
Oh god, that's the
exploring
fight.
Hallownest's history and uncertain future.
Oh, I'm not gonna have fun with that.
I'm not busy making surprisingly accurate Super Smash Bros. Roster speculation videos or insightful podcasts about beloved subjects like the Donkey Kong Country television series, or whatever this was supposed to be. I'm usually making videos about Hollow Knight, and while I am a seasoned Hollow Knight lore expert, I cannot confirm that every musing or theory presented in this video is completely correct. I highly recommend—
So, does this have as deep of a lore as, like, FNAF? Because I legitimately just bought this game because it was pretty, and I had, like, heard the name a couple of times. And now it's kicking my ass in, like, the first level. Because that's really cool. I swear to God, if I'm gonna get sucked into this lore while being absolute dog shit at the game, I'm gonna be so pressed. I'm gonna be so salty. That's really cool, though.
Checking out the lore section of the Hollow Knight Wiki if you want a more neutral explanation of Hollow Knight's lore. But if you're too lazy to read, then I suggest you sit back, order some Domino's pizza, or just grab a block of cheese from the fridge and enjoy the mostly complete lore of Hollow Knight.
Well, this lore is actually good and planned, unlike FNAF lore. Hey, I like FNAF lore. What do you mean? Hello, Archangel! Oh god, that was loud. I'm sorry. I saw my mic go into the red. Who we killing? We're reacting. We're not killing just yet. This is so interesting. I'm like keeping such a close eye on my chat box. I don't see it moving. Oh, that little bitch chat box. Why? I'm gonna let it sit, because sometimes it's just slow. But I think it broke already. I'm gonna let it sit. Because when I watched my message pop up, the Hollow Knight spoiler— ah, there it goes! Okay. Yeah, my Hollow Knight spoilers message was, like, really delayed. So it's working so far.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom,
Christ!
your brother's computer.
Scared the shit out of me.
Life that every human worships a god, be that technology, ideologies, or in rare cases,
Rick and Morty.
God. As it turns out, the bugs in Hallownest pretty much operate in the same way. From the mosskin born from the dream of a giant slug, to the emo kids of the ancient civilization who literally worship the darkness, there is no shortage of things to worship in the world of Hollow Knight. Our story begins with a creature very much worthy of worship. A creature born from the carcass of a worm.
A worm?
The carcass can still be found in the Kingdom's Edge, and it's our only good look at what worms actually looked like. At the time Hollow Knight occurs, it is suggested there are no worms left in the world.
Good,
They
they're
were
scary!
long creatures that featured little to no limbs. Another more mysterious property of worms was that
no
they had
YouTube
some
Premium
kind of prescience or foresight.
I am not paying for YouTube. I am absolutely not paying for YouTube. I will pay to, like, subscribe to other people's channels, or not subscribe, memberships to other people's channels. I refuse to pay YouTube. I refuse, out of pure spite. I don't know where this spite originated from, but I refuse. Should I go live on TikTok at the same time as this? I think I should. It's just— ah! It's a react video. I feel like it's pretty easy to go live on TikTok at the same time as this. Alright. Let's full screen. I love that hut. I don't know why. It's so cute. Is that like a kid? Is that a baby in that hut? What the hell? I got a 3-month free trial, and by the end I couldn't stand to look at another ad. I feel that. I watch a lot of, I listen to a lot of music on YouTube just because, like, I listen to a lot of Vocaloid, and a lot of Vocaloid covers aren't on, like, Spotify. And, oh my god, whenever I can find a song on Spotify, I instantly go there, because I hate the ads. I hate the ads so much. Chilling on YouTube Live, link in bio. Oh my god. My contact is drying out my eye. Not D. To Hollow Knight. Lower. Alright. Oh wait, that's facing my face. Oh god. I don't want it to face my face. That's no fun at all. That's too zoomed in. Pardon me. Alright. Going live on TikTok. I swear that's like a kid. Why is there a kid? That's so odd.
Basically, they could see the future to some capacity. It isn't clear how effective this ability was.
What is that?
Considering how the entire race went extinct, this foresight ability must have been pretty shit. Getting back to this particular worm carcass, it is explained that this worm traveled across the distant mountains and wastelands beyond Hallownest.
They're so scary.
Once it arrived in Hallownest, the worm died. Except not really.
Oh.
Inside the maw of the carcass sits a pale broken egg,
Oh?
out of which hatched a new form of worm.
No.
A being of meager shell.
Oh,
This form of the worm is usually referred to as the Pale King, and he's the character basically responsible for everything that happens in Hollow Knight.
Oh, so he's the reason.
The Pale King.
He's the reason that I lose, right? It's not my own ineptitude. It's him, right? I'm gonna blame it on him.
King is a hired being, a type of creature that exists above all others. His
oh my
body
gosh,
was
thank you
said
for
to shine
the
with
likes
a
on
radiant
TikTok.
vistage that harmed those who looked upon him.
He's
the
so
ultimate
cute.
goal of the Pale King seemed to be in line with that of other worms. A line from the cryptic Mr. Mushroom reads,
Mr.
"Worms pull bugs into their
Mushroom.
thrall, till ages pass and kingdoms fall." In other words, it's just in their nature. Dogs wag their tails, cats bury their shit, and worms bring massive amounts of bugs into their service in order to form long-standing kingdoms and civilizations.
Okay,
And
makes
here in
sense.
a far corner of the world, the Pale King emerged from the corpse of his former self and began to build his eternal kingdom, Hallownest. There's just one slight problem. There's like people already living there. The area that would eventually become
like those little
Hallownest was already
guys.
filled with
Wait.
mantis.
What are these? They're so cute. I like this little guy. I don't know why this is still here. I like this little guy. He's so small.
Living there. The area that would eventually become
okay.
Hallownest was already filled with mantises, bees, moths, spiders, mushrooms, and bush cospiders.
Bees? They ain't slick. Bees? I don't want bees.
Each of these groups
I'm terrified of
with
bees.
their own cultures and societies, and each group had a different interaction with the Pale King. One of the more receptive groups to the arrival of the Pale King were the mushrooms of the fungal wastes. These creatures were able to communicate with one another through one shared mind.
They're so cute.
The mushrooms viewed this shared mind as a strength, and they were kind of smug dickheads.
They're
about
cute,
it.
smug
Ultimately,
dickheads.
The mushrooms wearily accepted the Pale King's rule, viewing his foresight as a shield to the dangers of the future. Another group living in the fungal wastes is the Mantis tribe. The Mantises have a rich cultural history
they're kind of
reaching
funny
back
looking.
to long before the birth of Hallownest.
They have such
The
long
Mantises are a
necks.
proud
Bro,
tribe,
they look like best
believing in the
genus.
importance of proving one's physical strength. The Mantises are fiercely territorial, but will show respect to those who display great power. These Fight Club enthusiasts were led by 4 powerful Mantis lords, who I guess just kind of sat around waiting for outsiders to challenge them. The Mantis tribe had no interest in the Pale King's kingdom, but the two communities did come to a truce. In exchange for their independence from Hallownest, the Mantis tribe kept the beasts of Deep Nest from invading Hallownest.
Beasts?
Not sure why they didn't just go out the other exits from Deep Nest, but whatever. I'm not an expert on Border Patrol. I don't work at ICE anymore.
Fucking hell! No. 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 At least it's not Mr. Beast jump scaring me.
Many of the different tribes of Hallownest were kind enough to leave lore tablets behind, detailing pretty much everything we need to know about them. Unfortunately, the bugs of Deep Nest didn't do that. We know that the spiders of Deep Nest had a monarchy because why not? Those are always good, right? Also, within Deep Nest are a separate group of spiders that immigrated to Deep Nest at some point in the past. This group was known as the Weavers, and they established their own culture and history within Deep Nest. They used looms of silk to weave stories, spells, and shields.
Oh, that's cool, but I hate spiders.
One thing we know for sure about Deep Nest is that they really didn't want anything to do with Hallownest. The struggles of Deep Nest-Hallownest relations would become painfully clear as time goes on, but for right now, it seems like the two remained fairly isolated from one another.
Good. Keep them away.
Another section of pre-Hallownest includes Green Path.
Hey,
now,
I'm there!
As far as we can tell, the mushrooms, mantises, and spiders of Deep Nest didn't worship any higher beings. There is this giant mushroom corpse in the fungal core. But I don't think this is a higher being. I mean, who the hell would want to worship a fat-ass mushroom?
That's a little rude.
Oh! Now that's dope.
Oh wait, he's kind of cute!
The land we know as Green Path was created by the higher being known as Un. Un used her great mind
didn't they
to
reference
dream the vegetation
Un?
of Green Path into the once barren caverns. Un's followers, the Mosskin, were also born out of Un's dream, making her their creator.
Oh, those little
Green
shits.
Path at its height was actually much larger than we see in game.
Movie time, hell
at
yeah!
One point, Green Path stretched into both modern-day Queen's Garden and possibly Fog Canyon. Green Path's citizens showed themselves to be a fairly developed society. They built a temple at the Lake of Un in order to worship her, and they even had their own line of defense.
God, I hate those guys.
Combat, using nails and shells as weapons.
Yeah, they have
the law of
plenty proficiency.
In effect, even after the Pale King arrived, but it seems like they allowed the king to establish a road through their lands, leading travelers to the heart of Hallownest. Hence the name Green Path. Yeah, Team Cherry really racked their brains when naming this area, didn't they?
Hey, I would have racked my brain.
Whoa!
Oh, the
no
bees.
How these bees can turn into fucking drills.
Oh my god!
We do know how they reacted to the Pale King.
No!
Of the bees. And while there is no lore on how these bees can turn into
How does he have so much cash? How does he have so much life?
Fucking drills.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm not looking forward to that.
How they reacted to the Pale King. These bugs decided to steal
Those are cute. These little guys are adorable. Turning into fucking ass drills, though? Can we not do that? Can we just choose not to?
With only patrol bees being able to enter and exit the hive. So yeah, the bees are pretty much pointless in this story. And finally, we have the Moth tribe. In-game, the only moth settlement is in the resting grounds. But the tribe might have also inhabited the Crystal Peak at one point. Now, as we all know, moths in real life are just complete assholes.
That's a little
As for the moths in Hollow Knight, well, it's a bit complicated.
Oh, you're just chilling.
The moth race is described as being a rather pacifist group.
I thought he said
with
racist.
Few ever choosing
oh
to
my
take
god.
Up a weapon. During the Pale King's reign, the moth race delved amongst dreams and the dead, displaying the importance of remembering those who have passed, as well as learning how to shape dreams themselves. Similar to the Mothskin, the Moth tribe was born from a higher being, known as the Radiance. The Radiance is described as being a light in which the Moth tribe basked, so she was basically a giant lamp to them.
Oh, she's so
Another
pretty!
important aspect about the Radiance is her ties to dreams, and a
Are we gonna have to fight? Am I gonna have to fight the pretty moth lady? I really don't want to have to fight the pretty moth lady. Oh god. Oh no.
Essence are the remains of wishes and dreams, and are represented in-game by these Dreamcatcher particle effects.
Ooh.
Essence can take the form of whispering roots, as well as dream ghosts, both of which are memories taking root in the world.
They're so cute.
The Radiance appears to be a creature made of essence.
Oh, we're gonna have to
she's
fight her.
The only higher being to give off essence. Un has green
no.
particles, the Pale King has gray particles, and this sexy character named Grim gives off...
Maybe I will keep playing the game.
fiery red particles. However, the Radiance appears to be the main god when it comes to
The Radiance
dreams.
is the final boss if you want the true ending. I mean, yeah, I want the true ending, but... Oh, shit. Why isn't my mic so low, by the way? I'm sorry about that. Oh, God. I mean, like... Yeah... I wanna... Oh, I don't like the swords.
Even if other gods also dabble in the dream realm. Getting back to the Moth tribe, it is their interaction with the Pale King that we need to discuss. Basically, the Moths turn their backs on the Radiance completely, in order to worship the new light that had appeared, the Pale King's light. So yeah, Moths
That's
are
so
assholes in this game too.
mean.
With her tribe forsaking her, the Radiance became a forgotten memory,
Aww.
a remnant of the past, and a thing that's definitely not going to come up again later in this video.
Yeah.
And so the Pale King's new kingdom was established.
Oh my god, this is such like a complicated map. Holy shit. Okay, so we're here. Like, we started here. What is up here? We started up here. I guess this is the one area that I was like kind of starting to go to, that like Crystal Peak. I don't like that right there. My mouse kind of blends into it. I don't like that right there. But we went... We're not in the... I mean, we're out of the Forgotten Crossroads. This looks cool. The City of Tears? That looks really cool. So we are... How did we get over here? Oh, I guess this is the path. Okay, so we're here now. And then we go... I'm guessing into Fog Canyon next? Or should we go into Crystal Peak next? I'm getting distracted. We should finish watching.
But there is one aspect of Hallownest that we need to discuss. Unfortunately, to better understand this, we're going to have to read some poetry.
I like poetry.
In wilds beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret. For none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch, you taught, we changed. Base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. This is from a poem titled Elegy for Hallownest, written by Motamon the Teacher. The poem appears at the beginning of every playthrough, and hints at what the Pale King and his kingdom offered. Much of the land outside of Hallownest appears to be a wasteland, where bugs survive off of instinct, without the burden of mind. Hallownest somehow taught these bugs and tamed their savagery. Basically, the Pale King changed the instincts of his subjects and granted them higher thought. To get a better picture of this, let's look at two different characters. Boone and Tuck.
Oh!
These adorable panda bug things give us
adorable. I mean, that one's cute.
Boone and
Boone is scary.
These adorable panda bug things give us a clear display of Hallownest's effect. While
this
both
guy's
appear to be
adorable.
the same species of bug, Boone is dumb as a sack of rocks, struggling to string together words, while Tuck speaks fairly clearly. The main difference between these two characters is that while Boone lives outside of Hallownest, Tuck lives beneath the city's capital. Basically, it appears as though Hallownest is a literal holy ground that raises the intelligence of those who dwell within. The Pale King established a path, starting from the kingdom's entrance in King's Pass, winding through Greenpath and
so
the
is the
Fungal
king
Wastes,
good?
and finally ending at the massive capital at Hallownest's heart.
That's gorgeous.
We now know the capital city as the City of Tears, but that was likely not its original name. The rain that falls down onto the city from the blue lake above didn't begin until after the kingdom collapsed.
So it does rain. It does rain underground. I wasn't a stupid idiot dummy. It does rain. Oh my god. That made me feel so
unless
much
the
better about
capital was
myself.
originally named by some edgy literature student, the name City of Tears
Oh my
wouldn't
god,
have
it
made much
does rain.
sense. The king's
Oh,
motivation
thank
for all
god.
this appears to have been his desire to be worshipped. The citizens of Hallownest believe that the Pale King created the world and everything in it.
Oh god.
Shrines to the king can be found scattered throughout the kingdom, and king's idols were created and distributed to followers of the king. Despite the worship, the Pale King often kept himself hidden from his subjects, possibly to hide his blemishes. I mean, if you look at the size of the real Pale King to his statue in the ancient basin,
Sorry. Oh my god, he's insecure about his height. Oh my god! He has tiny man syndrome. That is the best part of Hollow Knight. That is the best part of Hollow Knight. Oh my god, that is so fucking funny.
Even more so. At the same
Oh
time,
my gosh. Embrace it, Short King. Don't even worry. Don't even worry about it.
Anything to do with this.
Literal king.
Lifeblood is a blue liquidy substance that leaves those who drink it feeling refreshed.
I don't like that it twitches.
However, the use of lifeblood was seen as a taboo, and those who used it were demonized as heretics. The use of soul for combat was also shunned. Soul is a sort of life force in Hollow Knight that animates the bodies of living creatures. But some characters are able to control the soul of others to conjure powerful spirits. But aside from a few exceptions, no citizens
I don't like that guy.
Power. However, the Pale King didn't rule alone. There was another higher being in the mix, a being known as the White Lady.
She's
the
so
White Lady
pretty.
is a weird boot-like being that can be found in the modern-day Queen's Gardens. She is encased in a strange cocoon, and we know very little about her. With as much exposition we get for the Pale King, there is next to nothing on the White Lady. But one thing we do know is that she likes to breed.
Oh.
Like, a lot.
Okay.
The White Lady would often retreat to
That's a little invasive.
Gardens, an area of land once controlled by the Mosskin. How exactly
I
she
didn't
walked
need to know
around
that.
and actually went places is a lore question too deep for even my expertise. The White Lady is also known as a pale being, along with the Pale King. What exactly are pale beings? Well, we don't
just
know
need to
for
go out
sure,
into the sun.
but they seem
It's
to
all
stand
good.
out even amongst higher beings as being even more powerful. I know that's a little confusing, so let's try using an example. I'd say that regular higher beings are like a TP Link Archer C7 AC1750 wireless dual band gigabit router, while pale beings are like the Asus RT-AX88U AX6000 dual band 8X gigabit Wi-Fi router.
I know, right? Gosh, those routers, I understood all of that.
Of the stagways, which were used to transport passengers and goods.
Oh, okay,
The Forgotten
transport, so they're
Crossroads and
friendly.
the storerooms above the City of Tears were used to store goods that traveled along these stagways. The king also ordered the construction of the tramways.
That makes sense.
Because literally no one is safe from the threat of automation. A tram was built between the Forgotten Crossroads and the resting grounds.
Oh, we've seen that
Tram was
before.
built from the kingdom's edge across the ancient basin over to Deep Nest. And then a third tram was started in Deep Nest and attempted to go further into Deep Nest. Not sure how useful that would have been to the bugs of Hallownest, but whatever.
Yeah, don't they like not like the king?
I'm not gonna question him. But
Shonir
anyway, the Pale
being
King's super
dead.
smart plan to build a tram in Deep Nest ended up getting a few of his tram workers killed.
Oh no.
The bugs of Deep Nest rejected the Pale King's attempt to build a tram in their territory, further cementing the poor relations shared between the two groups.
Yeah, I don't know why he thought that was a
Aside
good
from
idea.
convenient fast travel,
Like
regular
what?
pathways were also used to cart goods around the kingdom. From this was born probably one of the most important groups in Hallownest, and perhaps even all of fiction. An elusive guild of bugs, simply known as the Menderbugs, took to maintaining the various signs scattered throughout Hallownest. From the journal entry of one Menderbug, we can catch a glimpse into their ancient and unknowable minds.
They're so cute!
Dear diary, isn't life just the most beautiful thing?
No.
Fixing signs, mending posts, let them break, I say. I'm a better mender for all that repairing. I sometimes doubt there's a single bug in all of Hallownest happier than me.
They're so
Another
cute!
example of the Pale King's expanding infrastructure is the Crystal Peak. This area is filled with crystals that grow rapidly along walls,
This is the area that I
ceilings,
almost went
and
to.
even the shells of certain bugs. These crystals were
they don't
considered
look
valuable
friendly.
to the bugs of Hallownest, resulting in large-scale
Oh, we've seen that
mining
miner
efforts.
guy.
We don't actually see the crystals used anywhere else in Halonest, but they are said to contain a sort of energy. The crystals are also said to sing if you listen very carefully. Halonest's first line of defense appeared to be a group simply known as the Five Great Knights. The members of this esteemed coalition
Can't believe I got fucking rickrolled in 2023.
Zamir, Drya,
Oh, I
and
like
Isma.
Zamir.
For being so important, most of the information about these knights
That is a very
has been
dead
lost
knight.
to time. Ogrim is the knight we know the most about,
I
since he's one
don't
of the few knights
know.
still alive during the events of the
Are we
game.
gonna have to fight the
He
pretty
expressed a
knight?
great amount of loyalty towards the king, and
I
he
don't wanna
maybe
fight the
had
pretty
something
knight.
going on with Isma, but we really don't know. Hagamel was known for his sense of humor and his soft-spoken voice.
Hagamel
But
is
at the
terrifying.
same time, he was also dummy thick.
And dummy
Mysterious
terrifying.
Samir arrived in Halonest from a serene land, bringing with her a collection of delicate flowers. At some point, she also got into a relationship with a mantis, but not just any mantis, a daughter of one of the mantis lords. So yeah, it seems like these great knights were slaying in more ways than one. All we really know about Drya is that she was fierce, caring, and wise. As for Isma, she was described as being kind. She also appears to be some sort of
Can
weird
she be kind to
plant-like
me as
form,
I play the
but
game?
there's no information on where she's from.
Hello,
or what her
Devin!
powers were. The Five Great Knights play an important
Sorry, let me
role in
lower
the
this a
Champion's
little bit.
Call,
I'm still not,
the
like,
Nine Grove, and the Battle of the Blackworm.
great with
We
my
have no
mic
idea
levels.
what these events were or how they affected Halonest, but they sound cool nonetheless. During Halonest's reign, there was another strange area that seemed to exist separate from the Pale
Yes,
King's
we
rule.
do.
Carved out of the corpse
That was
of
such
an
a
ancient
pleasant
bug,
surprise.
an area called the Colosseum of Fools was constructed, and it was a destination for warriors from outside Halonest.
They look
The
so
sole purpose for
tired.
fighting in the
Oh
Colosseum
no.
appeared to be simply for glory, with a mysterious figure known as the Lord Fool overseeing the combat.
The Lord Fool
We
looks
don't know
very
when the
dead.
Colosseum was constructed, or if the Pale King was involved.
What
but
the
one of his
fuck?
servants, the Pale Lurker, became a champion in the Colosseum, perhaps indicating the Pale King's approval. And finally, there was the Royal Waterways, where the fecal excrement of the kingdom was washed out into the fungal wastes.
Ew.
This area saw the rise of a species of parasite-like creatures called the flukes.
Ew.
The flukes spawned from a flukemar, a giant monster with cavities in which tinier flukes live. There really isn't too much lore involved with the flukes, but I do need to point out that the flukemar is canonically a MILF.
No!
Like, that's not even debatable.
Absolutely
the sky
not.
is blue, 2 + 2 = 4, and we all want to fuck
No, we do not!
And so this was the kingdom of Halonest at its height.
Touch some
Halonest
grass!
was a vast kingdom connected by a network of stagways and tram stations. The
Ugh.
gods of Halonest mourned their dead
That
in
thing
the
makes me
resting
so
grounds,
uncomfortable.
engaged in commerce using Geo, the de facto currency of the region, and a thriving capital located in the middle of
I
the
swear to
kingdom.
God, if any
The
one
Pale
of
King had
you
succeeded
agree
in
with
crafting
this
a
guy.
full-blown society, but we all know there are pitfalls to living in a society.
Oh, okay.
As a suspiciously knowledgeable hunter points out in his journal,
Oh dear God.
the Pale King had created
Why
a
do you have so
population
many
of
teeth?
weak and pathetic creatures. The bugs of Halonest did not hunt for their own food, and had become complacent with their comfort. This is even more obvious with the east wing of the capital. These greedy members of Halonest's high society became complete cowards,
Good.
obsessed with riches and plum from excess wealth.
Good.
The bugs
So are they
living in
easy to
Halonest's
beat?
prime looked quite different than the instinctive simpletons they once were. Their savagery had been replaced with intelligence, and through that intellect, they gave the Pale King the devotion and service he desired. And while there were a few snags along the way,
This is so
they were shining
interesting.
times for the king and his subjects. Resting at the threshold of Halonest is a strange lore tablet, proclaiming Halonest to be the last and only civilization. It calls
Only?
Halonest an eternal kingdom. This appears to have been the Pale King's goal, for Halonest to stand against a wasted world as a final beacon for civilization. And that was the Pale King's ultimate folly, to think that he could succeed where so many others had failed before.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very
Long
smart.
before the Pale Kings or the Barry Bensons of the world, the land of Halonest was controlled by an ancient caste. Hints of Hallownest history are
Cast?
littered throughout the land, with the most notable examples being the soul totems and arcane eggs. One sect of these ancient bugs didn't worship a god like the Pale King or any lord, but instead a dark and mysterious substance known as the Void. This
I don't
ancient
like
caste once also tried to lay claim to the entire land of Hallownest, but they too failed. In his quest to conquer all of Hallownest, the Pale King had made an enemy long forgotten, an enemy that was about to be remembered.
Pretty moth lady?
What do you want?
Fucking
You want
hell.
a job that I don't hate.
I mean, we all do, man. Alright.
I mentioned earlier that
Yeah!
the moth tribe entirely forgot about the
Pretty
radiance
moth
in order
lady.
to worship the Pale King, but that isn't quite true.
Oh?
Memories of her still lingered, and hushed whispers of faith kept the radiance alive. At the summit of the Crystal Peak, a location known as Hallownest Crown, a strange collection of
I just
glyphs
realized
can
somebody
be
on
found.
TikTok chatted.
Joining these glyphs is a statue of the Radiance, presiding over the kingdom below. This old summit is the sole standing shrine left to the Radiance.
So this is what you
This
mean
was
by
built
true
in order
ending.
to keep the memory of the Radiance alive. The Radiance's light began to appear in the dreams of Hallownest citizens. This light manifested itself in an infection that ravaged through the kingdom's tunnels. Those infected would fall into a deep sleep and awaken with broken minds. Some of the lesser bugs tried to resist the Radiance's light.
Oh my
The trauma
god.
resulted in them being consumed by it even more so. Many infected bugs lost their wills and began attacking bugs that weren't infected.
What?
The infection also twisted the bodies of its hosts, causing them to bloat and occasionally develop orange cysts on their bodies.
What the
For
fuck?
many victims, they were reverted back to their basic instincts, carrying out the duties they once fulfilled in life, but now as mindless slaves.
I don't like this
Those caught up in the
radiance.
infection were linked into the Radiance's hive mind, allowing her to control their bodies if needed.
Oh dear
As
god.
the infection spread across Hallownest, many groups looked to solutions to fight off the Radiance's light. The gates to the City of Tears were closed in an attempt to keep the infection from reaching the city. The stagways were also shut down at some point, and many of the stags eventually died out, but some took more proactive efforts against the infection. The scholars of the Soul Sanctum decided to harness the power of
so
soul in an
sad.
attempt to fight the infection.
I'd smash
This
Bradley.
resulted in the deaths
Bradley,
of hundreds of bugs,
listen,
whose souls were
you need
sucked
an
out
intervention.
and injected into the bodies of the scholars. Their goal was to achieve some kind
Wait,
of
hold
pure
on,
focus,
I missed that.
which
What?
would somehow protect them from plagues of the mind. Whose souls were sucked out and injected. This resulted in the deaths of hundreds of bugs, whose souls were sucked out and injected into the bodies of the scholars. Their goal was to achieve some kind of pure focus, which would somehow protect them from plagues of the mind. The scholars' leader, the Soul Master, was driven mad by the sheer power of soul, and his entire sect failed to avoid infection. But hey, at least they took as many innocent people down with them as they could.
This is just
The Mantis tribe,
our
showing
society.
a stronger will than the common bug, were able to stave off the infection. However, one of the 4 Mantis lords turned against his sisters.
Oh
He and
god.
his followers took in the infection willingly, as it gave them more strength and courage. At
You
some point
idiot.
during all this, the traitor lord and his followers were exiled from the Mantis village, eventually taking up residence in the Queen's Gardens.
Oh,
The traitor lord's
no.
daughter ended up dying at some point.
Oh.
This is the same Mantis that was in a relationship with Zamir, one of the 5 great knights. But the Mantises rejected their union because of Zamir's outsideness. As a gamer, this type of prejudice is all too familiar. And honestly,
Is that Doki
it makes me
Doki
sick.
Literature Club?
With the 5 great knights completely useless to fight against the infection,
Oh
the
my
Pale King devised
god.
his own scheme. A scheme involving a strange substance known as Void. As I mentioned earlier, the Pale King's White Palace was built in an area called the Ancient Basin, but his castle wasn't the only noteworthy thing down there.
Alright,
At the
I'm
bottom of the
listening.
Ancient Basin was the entrance to a pit, known as the Abyss.
I'm not listening anymore.
Within
That
the
sounds
abyss was a
horrifying.
lake composed of void. The Pale King realized that this void could be given form, as evidenced by an imprint of such, deep within the abyss, possibly left there by the ancient
What?
civilization that predated Hallownest. The Pale King devised a workshop in his palace, where he placed void in armor shells imbued with soul, creating servants known as King's Molds and Wing Molds.
Huh?
These void creatures were somehow imprinted with the desire of the Pale King, so that they would serve him. It isn't clear when the Pale King started making these creatures.
Ay.
There is evidence to imply that even common
Oh,
bugs were
hell
aware of
no.
King's molds. But the point is, the Pale King turned to the Void in order to create another creature, one that he believed could contain the Radiance and her infection. He tried to create a pure vessel. The Radiance's infection needs its host to have a will and a mind in order to enslave it. A pure vessel would be a creature made of void, designed to lack those features. The Pale King believed that
I feel like the more I watch this video, the more I realize how badly I am gonna get my ass kicked. Like, are you serious?
needs its host to
Look
have
at
a
that
will
shit!
and a mind.
No. 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 There's no way in hell. How do you even... I'm gonna be on this game for like the next 5 years because of how much I'm gonna die.
The Pale King believed that by harnessing the void inside a pure vessel, he would be able to stop the infection and keep Hallownest lasting eternal. But his method for
Keep my
creating this
gameplay
so-called
lasting
pure
eternal.
vessel was incredibly cruel. This is where the White Lady and her King Kong-sized libido come into play. These two higher
That was
beings
unnecessary.
engaged in a union of some kind, resulting in the creation of several eggs that were dropped down into the abyss.
That was completely
There,
unnecessary.
the void seeped into these eggs, corrupting the offspring of the Pale King and the White Lady.
Oh god.
This act resulted in the creation of the vessels.
Wait, is that
The
us?
vessels are not technically considered to be alive. They are shells created from the
Wait,
Pale
they
King
look
and
just
White
like
Lady
us.
that have been filled with the void. Within each vessel is a shade, a completely void
Oh my god,
being
that's
hidden
us!
behind the face of the vessel. Vessels are also non-gendered.
What?
I guess because they're dead or something.
What?
I'm not sure if that's how that works, but
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
I'm not an expert on these kinds of things. I don't work at ICE anymore. Thousands
Why
of
does he
vessels
keep
were created
mentioning
during
ICE?
this process, but only one was chosen as the pure vessel.
Ah!
This
That's us!
particular vessel, chosen by the Pale King, was deemed the Hollow Knight, and
Ah!
was taken away to the White
He said the
Palace.
name!
But I want to take a bit of a closer look at this part of the story. There are a number of questions and theories surrounding this moment that I really
Wait, so are we just like working for a dictator? I'm confused. Are we the bad guys? I feel like we should just let nature do its thing. Are we working for the bad guys? Because, I mean, the Radiance doesn't exactly seem that chipper either. But, like, I'm not fond of dictatorships.
dig into.
What
The
is
big
that?
question
What's that
surrounding this
little
moment
guy?
Is why was the Hollow Knight chosen
Wait, is
over
that
any
us?
other vessel?
Or...
One common
I'm
theory
confused.
is that
They
the
look
Pale
alike.
King took these vessels back to the White Palace and evaluated them using his giant collection of buzzsaws. This theory is probably the least likely explanation. It kinda exists just to explain the buzzsaws, which is quite the mystery, I'll admit, but doesn't really mesh with the vessels very well. How does being good at Super Meat Boy prove that you are a worthy vessel? And while thinking about logistics in a game about magic bugs is never a good idea, how exactly did the Pale King transfer these thousands of vessels to his
Sorry, I had to
palace
turn on Do Not
without
Disturb.
characters like the Dung
Wait,
Defender
what are those
finding
little
out?
guys?
So this means that the Pale
Wait,
King
no,
probably made his decision
Go back,
without
go
taking
back,
any
go back.
out for these thousands of vessels to his
Oh, they're
palace
so
without
cute!
characters like the Dung Defender finding out.
Dung
So this
Defender!
means that the Pale King probably made his decision without taking any of the vessels.
The one on the left is the player character, the right is the... On the right is the Hollow Knight. Oh! Wait, so we're not the Hollow Knight? I don't feel special anymore.
Out of the abyss. So how did the Pale King make his evaluation? I think the best explanation comes from a theory I originally heard from a user named Golden Flower Fan. Basically, the vessels were hatched down at the bottom of the abyss, and the first one to make it to the top was chosen by the Pale King. In a memory of this event, we see vessels falling from above back down into the pit of the abyss. Perhaps these vessels weren't being cast down into the abyss, but fell while trying to escape out of it. The lore tablet outside the abyss appears to support this theory. It reads, "Our pure vessel has ascended. Beyond lies only the refuse and regret of its creation. We shall enter that place no longer."
What?
This tablet was likely written right after the Hollow Knight was chosen, considering that is when the entrance to the abyss was sealed off. The tablet proclaims that the pure vessel has ascended, or in other words, climbed out of the abyss. And while cut content should never be considered canon, I would just like to point out that an earlier version of this tablet, found in the game's code, was even more explicit about this. It read,
This is
"From
so
below,
interesting.
our pure vessel has ascended." But how does making it to the top of the abyss first prove that the Hollow Knight is somehow a perfectly hollow vessel? Well, I think this whole concept might just be a misconception. What if the Hollow Knight wasn't any different from the other vessels? All the vessels were made in the exact same way, after all.
Come on.
weary traveler from
Shut
afar.
up, Genshin. Shut up. There
The
we
idea
go.
that the Hollow Knight was somehow more hollow than the other vessels comes from the fact that there were so many vessels created in the first place. If they only needed one, then why create so goddamn many?
Yeah, exactly.
this is like Octomom on steroids.
I like this one. It's so cute. It's like a puppy.
Well, these are bugs we're talking about, so it would make sense that multiple offspring
Oh
would come
god, that
from
was
one egg.
horrifying.
And it might have been a precaution to produce multiple vessels, in hopes that at least one would be able to successfully escape the abyss. Now, another explanation could be that the Pale King just yeeted other vessels that made it to the top first, after determining that they weren't hollow,
Alright,
which would better explain why so many were created.
makes sense.
Ultimately, the exact details aren't super important, but I do
Oh my
find
god,
it
is that
interesting
them
how
falling?
many different interpretations can be pulled from this part of the lore. After the Hollow Knight was chosen, the Pale King sealed the doorway to the abyss, leaving the discarded vessels to rot away in darkness.
That's a little rude.
These actions were not taken lightly by the Pale King or the White Lady. Both participants expressed shame in what they did, but saw no other option to save the kingdom. But the vessels weren't the only poor
That's
saps
still
sealed away
rude.
in the abyss. There's also a lighthouse that was built on top of a naturally formed spire, its light shining down on an ocean of abyss below. Inside was one of the Pale King's royal retainers, who was left in charge of keeping the lighthouse turned on. So this brave soul was willingly sealed in a dark and dangerous tomb for the rest of his life, just so he could not pull a lever.
That's
well, at least he
loyal.
was living with purpose. With the abyss sealed and the
That
Hollow Knight
is
chosen,
loyal.
the Pale King's plan was beginning to come together. The Hollow Knight was raised and trained to prime form, causing it to grow several times its original size.
Jesus.
We don't know exactly why this happened, but I guess the Hollow Knight is just a grower and not a shower. We know that the Hollow Knight was trained to use a nail, but why was this even necessary? One possible explanation is that the Hollow Knight
Oh
needed to protect
fuck
itself.
no.
Necessary.
Oh
We know that
fuck
the Hollow Knight
no.
was trained to use a nail, but why was this even necessary? One possible explanation is
I'm
that
gonna
the
get
Hollow
my
Knight
ass
needed
kicked.
to protect itself in case an intruder tried to kill it. You know,
Oh my
like the player.
god.
Or perhaps this was important in the process of containing the radiance.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked
Unfortunately,
so
the
bad.
details of that are never fully explained. The Hollow Knight might have somehow focused the radiance inside itself, but Team Cherry
That
gives us
looks
no
like a
explanation
Kirby
of how
final
that might have
boss.
worked. But that still wasn't enough for the Pale King. Additional seals were needed in order to protect the Hollow Knight's physical body while the radiance was trapped inside of it. To achieve this, the Pale King sought the help of three particular bugs, who would later be known as the Dreamers: Lurien the Watcher, Motomon the Teacher, and Hera the Beast.
Oh
Lurien is
no.
definitely the most mysterious of the three Dreamers. He lived in the Watcher's Spire in the City of Tears. From there, Lurien watched over the city with his telescope.
Lorien seems
Lurien
chill.
was a pretty big fan of the king, so it probably took little convincing for him to lie down for him. Lorien might also be tied to another strange incident that occurred in the City of Tears. Hidden on some of Lurien's door
Hello!
tablets
You just
are
realized
images
this is
of jars,
live.
the same jars that can be found stockpiled in the Tower of Love. This building sits on the outskirts of the city, and is the setting of one of the most bizarre bosses in the game, the Collector. The Collector is a void construct that appears to
Oh
have been made from the
god.
same mold used to create the King's molds. But the Collector
Oh
is
no.
unique because...
Oh, the jars.
well,
Wait, the
the-
Oh my god!
The collector stayed in the Tower of Love with a noble bug who likely owned the establishment. In the tower, a number of bugs can be found captured in jars, implying that these two were tasked with collecting these creatures. However, the collector somehow became obsessed with grubs, creating a map to keep track of grubs it captured in jars, as well as keeping a strange shrine displaying a grub in the style of the Vitruvian
Obsessed.
Man. Eventually, the bug staying with the collector decided to lock it inside the Tower of Love, and fled to the Queen's Gardens, where it died, likely due to overexposure to the void.
Jeez.
Despite being locked up in the tower, the collector is still spotted by the hunter at some point, which either means this only happened recently, or the hunter has been farting around in Hallownest for a long-ass time.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We have no idea what these creatures were trying to do. It's implied that the collector was trying to preserve the creatures of Hallownest, perhaps trying to protect
by
them
locking them in
infection,
airtight
but we don't
jars.
know where the collector's obsession with grubs originated.
Hello, Lou.
And while Lurian does seem connected to all of this, we don't know how involved he was with this operation, or what its end goal exactly was. Modelmon the teacher lived in the teacher's archives, a library built atop a lake of acid in the Fog Canyon. The lower half of her body consists of tentacles, making her a popular subject for the thriving Hollow Knight R34 community.
No.
The archives and the Fog Canyon as a whole are also filled with these strange Metroid knockoffs. These creatures are likely related to Monomon in some way. They could be her live offspring, her test tube babies, or possibly even her shit.
I like the
Motomon
shit theory
uses
better.
futuristic cathode ray tube things to store information about Hallownest. Several terminals in the teacher's archive go into detail about the Pale King's plan to defeat the Radiants, indicating that Motomon had intimate knowledge of what she was taking part in.
This is so
Finally,
cool.
the Pale King sought the help of Hera the Beast, the Queen of Deepnest.
Beast.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, relations between Hallownest and Deepnest were kinda not great. Unlike the other two dreamers, Hera needed to be convinced in order to help the Pale King.
Let me put the blanket on that I have on my chair. I'm a little bit cold.
In exchange for a child. The Pale King agreed,
and
the two engaged in a dalliance, which is a fancy way of saying they totally boned.
At Prime Video, finding what you love.
Oh no, it's unskippable. Oh dear God, no free promo. Absolutely no free promo. I'm gonna put on my blanket while I'm waiting. Oh God, another. Christ. Maybe I do need to pay for YouTube. Oh fuck. Shit. No. I'm not watching that again. Alright, let's... Volume. Come on. Come on. Volume? Hello? There we go. I think this is where I had it before.
Lady was okay with this arrangement. In fact, she might have been watching from the closet.
Oh.
The motive behind Hera's request is never elaborated on.
Alright.
It appears as though the King of Deepnest was dead at this point. Hera was a common bug, so perhaps she desired the Pale King's pale seed so that her child could be of high birth.
There's so much information that I do not need to know.
The Pale King resulted in the birth of Hornet. She became known as the
Gendered Child.
The King's other children, Hornet was
this is what Fox News feed.
Not hollowed out by the abyss. Hera and
now
Hornet
why the fuck was
spent
he there?
together, as Hera had to make good on her end of the bargain. And so the three dreamers were put to rest. Through their actions, a seal was placed over the black egg, prohibiting entrance into the chamber. These dreamers also had their own protection.
Weird.
At the base of Lurian's spire,
why don't you stream on Twitch? It's easier to stream on YouTube for me, and also, like, I already have a bit of an audience on here, so, like, why not? Also, I've heard that Twitch is kind of going to shit, so I'm kind of glad that I don't stream on Twitch. Because I just have constant anxiety. Hello, Pagaperoni? I don't know if this person is still here on TikTok Live, but I see them. But yeah, that's why I don't stream on Twitch.
Body. Motomon's body was protected by a giant jellyfish named Umu. On top
Ooh.
of this, Motomon entrusted her servant Quirrell with a mask which would be required to
Quirrell!
break an additional seal she had placed over herself.
I like
So
that
she
name.
basically is
Oh my god,
double
did Quirrell
wrapping
just
herself.
die?
As for Hera, we're not really sure what protected her.
We're gonna give you a super-
Since
Oh my god! That's so sweet. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not even monetized on YouTube yet. I'm so sorry. Thank you, though. That's so nice of you.
Never actually
I mean, I
seen
have a donation link, but like Prime is free, right? Like Amazon Prime. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what that means. Thank you so much, though. That's so nice of you.
in game. We don't know where this creature is hiding, but whoever it is, they really suck at their job. Now there appears to be
That's
one more
mean.
element to the Pale King's plan, involving the Weavers. Hidden away in the Weaver's den is an
Quirrell.
incomplete seal of
That's kind of sad. I like the name Quirrell.
binding, woven from silk. This design prominently features the Hollow Knight's head, and can be found in the White Palace, as well as blocking the exit during the Hollow Knight fight. Silk spools created by the Weavers can be found in the
Jeez.
Stag Station in Deep Nest, as well as the Stag Station next
So
to
do
the
we
White
just never
Palace.
see the spiders?
These
Because
spools
I'm
can also
okay
be
with
found
that.
in the Pale King's workshop. We know that the Weavers were closely tied to Hera and Hornet, so their actions might have been a part of the deal between the Pale King and Hera. Once the Hollow Knight was ready, the Radiance was somehow channeled into the vessel, which was then placed inside of a giant black egg located in the Forgotten Crossroads.
Oh, I'm so not ready for the
This
Hollow
egg was
Knight.
built to sustain the Hollow Knight. It itself appears to be fashioned from void. The Hollow Knight was chained up, and the entrance to the black egg was locked behind a powerful seal created by the three Dreamers. Initially, this convoluted plan actually worked, and the infection was successfully contained. Memorials to the Hollow Knight and the Dreamers were erected in the City of Tears and the Resting Grounds. But this is the part of the story where things get
Isn't
a
really
little
sad,
bit
honestly.
hazy.
He's happy and dies
By
how
the
he
time
wants
these
to.
statues were
Aww.
constructed, citizens had taken to writing on parchment woven from
That's
spider
bittersweet.
silk, which was all destroyed when water started pouring down onto the city. We don't know how long the Hollow Knight was able to completely contain the infection. Bugs from Dirtmouth used to go to the Temple of the Black Egg to pray, saying they felt at peace within the walls. But after a while, they stopped going, perhaps indicating that the infection was beginning to leak out again.
Oh no.
The infectious air continued to seep through Halness for years, eventually even reaching the deepest parts of the kingdom.
Oh god.
As it turns out, the Pale King's pure vessel wasn't quite so pure after all. The Hollow Knight had been tarnished by an idea instilled. While the game never explicitly tells us what that idea was, it does hint strongly at what it might be. Hidden away in the White Palace is a memory showing the Hollow Knight and the Pale King sharing a moment.
Aww.
The Hollow Knight might have developed a parental bond to the Pale King.
Aww.
And who could blame it? The Pale King is a pretty great dad after all. You know, if you ignore the infanticide and everything.
Yeah.
Remember those smug mushroom dickheads? Well, it turns out their trust in the Pale King was a complete mistake. That shared mind isn't looking too good now,
Oh,
is it?
no.
In the fungal core, the corpse of a giant mushroom lies dormant. Its final thoughts were, "Pale worm, what good to see a demise unavoidable?" This
Damn.
always knew that this
Fucking
kingdom would
roasted
do.
him.
All he could do was delay the inevitable. This is likely the moment when Halnest, as it once was, entirely collapsed. The Hollow Knight
Oh
had
wait,
not
that's why they
completely
have
stopped the
yellow
infection,
eyes.
and while it may have taken a while, Halnest was eventually brought
I don't know
low.
why it took me so
It's
long
at this
to
point that characters
realize
and areas
that.
begin to resemble as we know them in game. When it became clear that the Hollow Knight was not able to contain the Radiance, the Pale King resorted to his final plan. He fucked off, hiding himself, his White Palace, and his Pale Court in the Dream World.
Exactly like
At this
the real
point,
world.
all of the furniture in the palace was covered under white sheets, similar to how people in the real world cover their furniture while away on long trips. The palace was also completely covered with thorns and buzzsaws.
Jesus.
Similar to how people in the real world cover their houses with thorns and buzzsaws.
Oh my god, I do that every night before I go to
The Pale
bed.
King would eventually pass away while sitting on his throne in the White Palace.
It's
There's
kind of
no
miserable.
confirmation on what killed him, but there are a few things to consider. The throne room is incredibly dark compared to the rest of the palace, and the particle
The events
effects
of the game
and
haven't
ambient
even
track in this
started
room
yet? Oh
are
god.
identical to that of the Abyss. All of the king's molds surrounding the Pale King are dead. The ancient basin itself also has become stained with the presence of void, as it can be seen as high as the rundown elevator shaft leading
Oh,
back
hi,
to the city.
Serenity! I don't know if you're
Remember
still
that
here,
bug that was
Serenity,
sealed
but
away in the
hello!
abyss to make sure the lighthouse wasn't turned off? Well, the lighthouse was turned off.
Oh shit.
I guess that whole living with purpose thing is a crock of shit after all. It seems as though the Sea of Void itself actually convinced this bug to betray his king and turn off the lighthouse.
Oh no!
Now I know what you're thinking. Exactly how conscious is the
Oh
Void?
god.
Is the Void able to think for
Oh,
itself?
I don't like that the Void can
it
be
form
conscious.
strategies? Does it
Oh,
host
I
a
hope not.
podcast? Well, according to this Chozo statue ripoff, the Void is powerful, but not unified. So while it can thrash around at things that come near it, or call out in unison to turn off a light, it's not a single conscious being. Getting back to the Pale King, one could argue that the Void might have played a role in his ultimate demise, and I've argued that viewpoint in the past, but we have to remember that there isn't enough evidence to know for sure. As an expert lawyer and a good friend of mine, Johnny Cochran, once said, "Any evidence that the Void was involved in the Pale King's death is circumstantial. My name is Johnny Cochran." Just above the White Palace, the bugs in the City of Tears weren't faring much better.
God, I don't like that
Even
night.
if we ignore the fact
I don't like that
the
night
abduction
at
was still
all.
around, there were other issues that helped lead to this.
That bug's only job was to not flick a lever and he failed. That's why he's the funniest thing in the game. Honestly, if anybody ever creates a character of me in any game or movie whatsoever, that is exactly how they should depict me, because that is exactly how I would
Due to the
function.
gates being sealed, some bugs resorted to cannibalism in order to avoid starvation.
Oh dear
And
God.
there's also that metric fuckton of corpses lining the walls of the
Fuckton.
Soul
I love
Sanctum.
that expression.
When all was said and done,
Oh,
the
she's
only citizen left
pretty.
standing is Eternal Emelita, who just laughs her ass off about it like she's a fucking Dark Souls character. The White Lady ends up in a cocoon deep within the Queen's gardens. She decided to place bindings on herself in order to keep her from spreading her seed. She claims that this is because of the shame she feels in helping the Pale King create the vessels, but honestly, it's probably just her kink. The White Lady also diminished her power, possibly as a way to keep herself hidden from unwanted visitors.
That
Outside
makes
her
sense.
cocoon, Dryas stood guard, protecting her queen from the violent traitor mantises. Dryas is eventually killed off by these bugs,
Aww.
which is actually pretty pathetic if you think about it. I mean,
What?
we're talking like the Netgear WPN824
These fucking router references.
Router pathetic. Speaking of great knights dying pathetically, let's move on to Hagamel. Hagamel
fucking
held the
bitch
city
knight.
crest, a key used to open one of the gates to the city of
He's
Tears.
the dummy
At some
thicky
point,
knight.
Hagamel's armor shell was stolen by a maggot. Now, maggots were generally looked down upon. and
Oh,
forced to do
we beat
menial
this guy.
labor. They were incredibly weak and basically deserved all of
Oh,
the
that's a little
discrimination
mean.
they got.
That's a
But
little
this one
mean.
maggot decided to turn the tide, so he stole Hagamel's shell so that he could
Oh
defend
my
his downtrodden
God.
brothers. His actions weren't motivated by the
He
infection,
stole his
but
fit.
instead was the result of how hierarchical caste systems will always lead to revolution from the working class, and that true freedom can only be achieved, blah blah blah, capitalism is bad, subscribe to my Patreon. Ogre
Oh,
moved
the
to
plug.
Royal Waterways and started living in shit, changing his name to Dung Defender. Now, I love living in shit as much as the next guy, but you'd have to really love shit to put up with living with the flukes. The Dung Defender kept an unwavering sense of duty and loyalty to the king, and love for his fellow knights.
That thing makes me
much
so
that he made
uncomfortable.
shit statues of them. How nice. Ogrim acted as the defender of the pipeways,
I feel like that's more of
as
an
well as
insult.
Isma's Grove. A section of the royal waterways became filled with acid, and in the middle of it all rests Isma's corpse, which has been overcome by plant life. Isma is likely the one responsible.
Oh, wait. Is that her head? Every single time they've shown this, I thought they were just showing like a background. Is that her head? And like that's the plants that wrapped around her? I think that is. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Once again, I don't know why it took me that long to recognize that, but
time are fairly mysterious. We know that
oh,
she
Hornet's
departed
so
Deep
pretty,
Nest
but she's
and
gonna
didn't
kick
return
my
until the
ass. She's
events
gonna
of the
kick my
game.
ass so
At
bad.
some point, she took to guarding Halnest from intruding warriors, as well as the cast-off shell in the Kingdom's Edge. Despite the Kingdom's
Weird.
woes at large, fortunately this fate did not befall one of the fandom's favorite characters. The Menderbugs continued to fix the broken signs and wayposts of Hallownest.
You're so
From a
cute.
diary entry, we can see that one Menderbug in particular had found himself on the precipice of a long and loving relationship.
Hello again, diary. Not long now until the next Minder Bash. For us stealthy types, we're a riotous bunch when we get together. And Minderberry kept flashing me that smile. It might be time to muster my courage and act on it. I love my home and my life, but sharing it with another? Why, that'd be the berry on top.
Fucking
Hey, do you ever walk
shit
into a room
biscuits,
and
man.
completely forget why you're there?
Yes, now shut up.
Green Path also underwent some changes during this time. The Mosskin were waiting for Un's call, which would bring them back into the dream they were originally born from. But for some reason,
Wild.
Un's strength deteriorated. We don't know why this happened exactly.
Wait, where's
Was it due to
Un?
the White Lady claiming part of her kingdom? Was it somehow due to the infection?
Oh my
Some
god, wait,
Mosskin
that's the
believe that Un went
infection?
into hiding, but it appears as though Un is, in fact, calling to her children. But many of the Mosskin are unable to hear her call. Instead, many Mosskin seem to have taken the Radiance's infection into their leaves,
That's
which
so
might explain why Green
sad.
Path became overgrown with vegetation despite Un's deteriorating powers.
Aww.
Mossy vagabonds even openly chose to forsake Un and worship the Radiance.
Those
Another tribe to be
bitches.
screwed over by the Radiance is the Hive, which fell to the infection after the death of their leader, Hive Queen Vespa. But it appears as though this had little effect on their civilization. The Radiance's hive mind was already familiar to the bees, since the hive probably operated under something similar already.
Oh, it's such a
So in
chubby
other words,
bee.
the hive probably made out the best in this
Orange
whole
stuff is the
situation.
infection.
Let's turn our attention back to the moths.
So
After
we've
all,
already
it's their
seen the
god that keeps
infection.
killing
Interesting.
everybody. Well, the moth tribe didn't fare too well, actually, as pretty much the entire tribe died out. The only known survivor
I
is
would
the
not
seer.
have picked up on that,
Despite the loss of
guaranteed.
her tribe, the seer continued to tend to the graves in the resting grounds, while also waiting the arrival of the wielder, a mysterious being that her tribe has dreamt of for a while. In the kingdom's edge, the land became covered in ash, melting off of the worm's decomposing corpse.
Ew.
The Colosseum of Fools continued to thrive.
Oh.
The Lord Fool passed away at some point, but nobody really
Yeah,
seems
he
to
looks
notice or
very,
even care.
very dead.
The fools inside the Colosseum were infected, but still seem to have maintained control over themselves. It seems possible that
Wild.
these bugs took in the infection willingly, similar to the Traitor Lord and his followers. This would have given them an edge in combat, similar to using steroids, but without the whole shrinking testicles thing. However, even the Traitor Lord and his followers were
Oh
bad,
god,
so what makes
oh,
these
he's
fools
so
any more special?
scary.
As for the Pale King's champion, the Pale Lurker, well, she just went the normal kind of insane.
The
There
normal
appears to have been
kind.
another unforeseen event with the Pale King's plan. When the Hollow Knight was originally chosen, the door to the Abyss was sealed, trapping the discarded vessels within. But apparently, some vessels didn't get the memo. Vessel corpses can be found littered throughout the kingdom. There's one in the Ancient Basin, one in Green Path, and several trapped in Nosk's lair and Deep Nest. Another vessel that escaped from the Abyss is the player character, the Knight.
That's
The
us.
exact details on how the vessels escaped the Abyss is unclear. There are indications that they might have slipped into Deep Nest through some old passageway, given void influences in part of the area, and all the corpses found in Nosk's lair. At some point, all entrances to Hallownest were closed off, with the old well-endured mouth being the only way to sneak back in. Despite this, several people have wormed their way into the kingdom, with few ever returning. Characters like Relic Seeker Lem seem content to just pillage artifacts from the ruined kingdom, but other bugs seem interested in something greater. In the Howling Cliffs rests the corpse of a member of the Grim Troop. The task of this bug appears to have been to seek out Hallownest, so that the troop might be summoned to the kingdom in the future. The Grim Troop are basically a group of bugs that serve a higher being known as the Nightmare Heart. The troop keeps the heart alive by feeding on the nightmares of fallen kingdoms. This process also involves sacrificing the troop master to his own child because, hey, look at this cool ass boss battle.
Oh fuck no! Wait a minute.
Hey, look at this
Oh, they're pretty.
cool ass boss battle.
Oh, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I'm gonna get my ass kicked so bad. Oh no.
Another important group that traveled to Hallownest are the God Seekers. After being abandoned by their old gods, the gods of thunder and the gods of rain, these bugs left their home in the land of storms, seeking out a new god to worship. The God Seekers looked to gods to save them from their own silent mind. While
Make sure I
traveling
didn't get
through the
lipstick on my
wastelands,
sleeve.
the God Seekers constructed devices called God Tuners, which helped them seek out new gods. Through this device, they were able to detect the lingering power of the Pale King and find their way to Hallownest. When they arrived, however, the God Seeker was forced into hibernation. She was encased in a strange sarcophagus-like cocoon, which was itself chained up with a lock. It's not clear how this forced hibernation worked, seeing as the cocoon appears to have been made by the God Seeker herself. As for who put the cocoon in chains, I think the most likely candidate is the Dung Defender, considering how the God Seeker's cocoon is found in the junk pit in the waterways, an area the Dung Defender has tasked himself with protecting.
That would make sense.
This was the general picture of Hallownest after the Hollow Knight was sealed inside the Temple of the Black Egg. The kingdom was stuck in a kind of stasis, with the Pale King civilization destroyed, and the Radiants unable to break free from her chains. The Pale King was rebelling against nature, trying to keep his work standing indefinitely. The stasis over Hallownest held for an age. How long is that exactly?
An age.
Well, we have no idea. As I'm sure you've noticed, there
At
really
least
isn't
a year.
timeline for anything that happens in this game. We also have no idea how long any of these bugs can actually live. Elderbug wasn't around to see the Stagways open, but we know several other characters were, implying that Elderbug is probably one of the youngest characters in the whole game.
The hell?
But this stasis over Hallownest wasn't going to last forever. At some point, the Radiance erupted out of the Hollow Knight, cracking its shell and releasing a loud and powerful roar. The amount of infection leaking out of the Hollow Knight became even greater. The many corpses that lined the roads and cities of the kingdom sprang to life with the amplified power of the infection. This strengthened infection prompted the departure of the Weavers back to their old home. Now,
so I guess that's why everybody has such a stick up their ass.
The Hollow Knight Silksong takes place. But the amount of knowledge we have about Silksong right now is pathetic, so I'm not saying that's confirmed or anything. This is also around the time that Quirrell arrives back in Hallownest.
Are we going to be able to play as her?
His memory of Mon appears to have been clouded due to his time outside of Hallownest. These events are depicted in the Quirrell prequel comic, which also shows an image of the Hollow Knight with a pre-cracked shell. This could mean that Quirrell's arrival happens roughly the same time the Hollow Knight's shell cracks. At around the same time Quirrell arrives in Hallownest, we also see the arrival of the player character, who is commonly referred to as the Knight.
He's so cute.
The Knight was one of the lucky vessels that was able to make its way out of the abyss. Somehow the Knight ended up venturing beyond Hallownest and into the wilds beyond. It's implied that the Knight was called to Hallownest by either the sealed Hollow Knight or the Radiants within.
Weird.
Regardless, once the Knight shows up and yeets
I think
itself
so, at
off
least in
this cliff,
Silksong, that's
the
really
actual game
cool.
of Hollow Knight finally begins.
My buddy is super excited. It's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna suck ass at it still.
Full of NPCs and bosses, each with their own stories to
Silksong
tell.
still isn't out,
But
and
to
this
be
video
honest,
was
I
made
don't think
how
we need to
long
go
ago?
through
Oh
them,
dear god.
Since their stories are relatively straightforward. For example, let's look at the Brooding
Wait.
Moloch. Their stories are relatively
Oh, I like that
straightforward. For
guy.
example, let's look at the Brooding Moloch.
I don't like
why
that
is
guy.
the Brooding Moloch brooding? Because all its
Oh,
friends
I
are
don't
dead.
like that.
And there you go. That's the lore for the Brooding Moloch. Also, it's the only
Makes
character in
sense.
the game with a visible asshole.
I didn't
Now, did you really
need
need
to
me to
zoom in.
explain that to you? Probably not.
Also
So instead,
didn't
I'm
need to
just
zoom
going
in.
to talk about the interactions relating to Hollow Knight's main story. The Knight is eventually noticed by Hornet,
Was
who
that
lures it Hollow
a
Knight's
corrupted corpse? Isn't that a sibling of ours? That looks awfully familiar.
The Knight is eventually noticed by Hornet, who lures it deep into Green Path. There,
Lovely.
Hornet attempts to kill the Knight, knowing that she knows what it would try to do. At this point, Hornet views the Knight as being too weak. After the fight, Hornet can be found in the
she's
City
gonna
of
kick
Tears,
my
next to the
ass.
statue of the Hollow Knight. Hornet mentions that the Knight has gained resilience due to the time it spent in the void
I
beyond
need
Hallownest.
resilience.
This could be referring to the fact that some of those who leave Hallownest lose their memories, meaning the Knight would have no memories of its own tragic conception. Hornet tells the Knight that if it seeks to continue the stasis that keeps Hallownest
I have
standing,
a plushie of the
it
corrupted
must seek
sibling.
the Graven
Really?
Ash, which is referring to the Kingdom's Edge.
Oh, so they're
At this
important.
moment, Hornet sees the Knight as a possible replacement for the Hollow Knight. Basically, the Knight could break the seals that keep the Hollow Knight locked away, defeat the Hollow Knight,
Oh
and
no.
contain the infection itself.
Ah,
It's at
that's
this
gonna
point
be so
that I should mention
scary.
that Hollow Knight actually has 5 different endings, because of course it would. I'm going to be explaining each of these endings
Wait,
in
was
this
Hornet
video,
dead in
as
one?
they each give us a different glimpse into the mechanics of Hollow Knight's world. Now, to get the easiest ending to Hollow Knight, Hornet's instructions to go to the Kingdom's Edge can be ignored completely. If the knight stumbles upon the resting grounds, the three dreamers will appear and cast the knight into the dream realm. There, Seer will come to the knight's rescue and grant it the Dream Nail, a special blade that can tear the veil between the real world and the dream world. With the Dream Nail, the knight can venture to the resting places of the three dreamers, curb stomp their asses, and unlock the entrance to the Black Egg.
I'm not going to curb stomp their asses. My ass is going to be the one curb stomped.
Once the chains are broken, the Hollow Knight screams with that familiar Radiance roar and pursues the knight. As the fight progresses, the Hollow Knight starts trying to kill itself, Quirrell style.
Oh my, Quirrell style! Oh
The Hollow Knight's
no!
body to perform her own attacks. Once defeated, the Hollow Knight begins to spew infection all over the place. The knight can then focus the infection into itself. This results in the first ending of the game, called
Wild.
In this ending, the knight usurps the Hollow Knight, prolonging the stasis over Hallownest.
What?
New chains and bindings appear out of fuck if I know, and contain the knight, and a new seal is placed over the entrance to the Black Egg. Now there is one giant question looming over this ending.
That's kind of
Can the knight
sad.
actually contain the infection indefinitely, or will the Radiance still manage to break free one day?
I would imagine it would. Fuck off, American Eagle. You're too expensive.
Before we answer this question, let's look at some of the other events that can transpire while playing the game. If the player chooses to go to Kingdom's Edge, Hornet will challenge the knight one last time as a final test of strength. After her defeat, Hornet allows the knight to access the cast-off shell, where the Pale King was originally hatched. By interacting with this egg, the knight's shell is marked with the king's brand, technically making the knight the new ruler of Hallownest.
What?
With the king's brand, the knight can now open the entrance to the abyss and discover the place of its birth. When leaving the abyss, the knight can encounter Hornet again, where for the first time, Hornet suggests that there are actually two outcomes the knight can enact. She tells the knight that it can either prolong Hallownest stasis or face the heart of the king.
A really cool detail about the Hollow Knight fight is that the music is slow and sad instead of really fast and upbeat like the other boss fights. Aww. That's so sad. Aww.
Infection. Within the night, Hornet sees a chance for change. Instead of just replacing the Hollow Knight, Hornet believes that it may be possible to get rid of the infection completely by using the void inside of the knight. After visiting the abyss and obtaining the Shade Cloak, the knight is capable.
It doesn't feel like a challenge to overcome, it feels like something awful that has to be done. Yeah, this sounds like really sad. Like this, I don't know, this whole lore is just sad. Like a king got too power hungry and everybody suffered as a result.
White Lady, hidden away in the Queen's gardens. The White Lady tells the knight that she has been awaiting a vessel to accept a gift, that gift being one half of a charm called the King's Soul, which she claims will give the knight more power. The White Lady goes on to explain that she can feel the weakening of the Hollow Knight within her roots. She tells the knight that it is free of the blemishes that made the Hollow Knight a flawed vessel. From this dialogue, it is implied that the knight truly is a pure vessel, capable of containing the radiance successfully. But it's not quite that simple, so we're going to have to dig a bit deeper into this. Basically, we're going to need to answer a simple question. What exactly does it mean to be a Hollow Knight? Despite the White Lady's words, we have a number
that
of
one's kind of
instances where
scary.
characters and item descriptions mention that the knight has a will, and maybe even a mind. But from the Pale King's dialogue when describing the Hollow Knight, it is stated that a pure vessel has no mind or will. So is the White Lady wrong? Or maybe even lying? Her eyes have been clouded by time, and she can be tricked into thinking that Ogrim is in the room when the knight is wearing the Defender's Crest charm. She also thinks that Dryia is still alive, which... So maybe the White Lady is just senile.
That's so
My problem
sad.
with that theory is that the White Lady states that the vessels stand out to her clearly in a misted world, due to them being her spawn. She also questions whether or not the knight sought her aid, which would imply that the knight must have some kind of will. So for whatever reason, the White Lady thinks the knight is still capable of containing the radiance, even if it's still able to make decisions. After all, the Hollow Knight was considered pure, but they still taught it how to wield a fucking sword.
Yeah.
I mean, if the night were truly and completely hollow in a literal sense, it probably shouldn't even be able to walk, or draw a map, or open a goddamn bank account.
A bank
In short,
account!
this whole
Wait, sorry, I was paying attention to...
concept of being hollow is so abstract and hard to...
Chat settings. Hi, sorry, I was arguing D&D with someone. Oh my god. Nice. I love that as evidence for the night having a mind... Is Cornifer asking if it's changed its mind about buying a map? That's awesome. Wait, hold up. Let me rewind.
Shouldn't even be able to walk, or draw a map, or open a goddamn
That's
bank
so
account.
funny. Oh my god,
In
they have
short,
banks.
This whole concept of being hollow is so abstract and hard to define, I don't really feel comfortable giving a solid answer on whether or not the night is or isn't truly hollow. And I think the game leaves room open for other interpretations. Of course, the White Lady's gift is useless without the other half of the King's Soul. In order to reach it, however, the knight must travel to the White Palace, locked inside the body of a King's Bolt. In order to bypass the seal, the knight must use a fully awakened dream nail. It can do this by bringing 1800 essence to the seer, allowing her to sharpen the weapon's blade. If the knight does this, the seer remarks that the knight truly is the wielder that her tribe has been dreaming of. There's no explicit reason why the Moth tribe was dreaming about this supposed wielder so much, but it seems like they believe the wielder would wash away the crimes the Moth tribe committed by turning their backs on the Radiants. The seer seems to know that the knight might kill the Radiants, and she seems accepting of it, ready for her and her tribe to disappear and be forgotten forever. With the awoken dream nail in hand, the knight can travel to the Pale King's refuge and locate the other half of the King's Soul charm. When equipped, the King's Soul provides a never-ending supply of soul, making it almost useful if it weren't for the insanely high cost of the charm, and the painfully slow rate at which it increases, and the fact that the charm will get replaced in about 5 minutes after you get it.
What?
The King's Soul charm itself symbolizes the union between two higher beings. To me, this implies that the King's Soul is a representation of a vessel, which also was created by the union of two higher beings. With the King's Soul in their inventory, the knight now gains access to an area in the abyss called the Birthplace. In this massive pile of vessel shells, the knight can find a giant egg.
Oh my god, it's
The
us.
egg allows the knight to access its own memory when it was cast down into the abyss. From viewing that memory, the King's Soul charm is replaced with the Void Heart charm. The recollection of this event allows the knight to come to terms with the void inside itself. Once the knight has the Void Heart, the shades in the abyss no longer attack it, and that strange creature that gives the knight the Shade Cloak calls it the Lord of Shades. In other words, the knight has now bound the once fragmented void under its own will, allowing it to control the void in a powerful new way. With the union of the Void, the Pale King, and the White Lady, the knight has gained a strength before unseen. It is with this charm that 2 additional endings become unlocked. Hornet will now be standing outside of the Black Egg, offering to help the knight should the opportunity arrive. Midway through the fight with the
I need that help.
Hornet rushes into battle, subduing the Hollow Knight and piercing its shell.
Oh, thank God.
It's at this point that the knight is given the perfect opportunity to enter into the mind of its sibling, fighting the source of the infection head-on, and finally putting an end to the Radiance's tyranny. Or it can just stand there and let Hornet get knocked unconscious. If the knight finishes off the Hollow Knight as usual, the sealed sibling ending occurs. Basically, it's the same as the Hollow Knight ending, but now Hornet is in the room too, and her face appears on the door of the Black Egg.
Weird.
It's not clear what exactly this means for Halonest. This might imply that Hornet is now a dreamer, but she's inside the temple, meaning that no one can actually get in there to kill her should the knight ever start leaking infection.
Yeah.
At the same time, Hornet mentions that the bindings of the Black Egg would drain her, so she's probably just going to die anyway, right? Generally, people consider this to be one of the worst endings, but it's worth pointing out that Team Cherry doesn't support any one ending as being the true ending. Each ending is canonical in its own right, and honestly, this ending isn't the worst. At least the Knight and Hornet will get to spend some quality time together. If the Knight does dream nail the Hollow Knight, it will be taken to an arena where it can finally fight the Radiance head-on. But the Knight isn't alone, as the other shades from the Abyss will appear in order to help corner the Radiance. Eventually, the Radiance gets trapped in the tendrils of the Void.
Oh,
the
dear
Knight bitch slaps her a
God.
couple times, and then the Radiance is consumed into the darkness. The Black Egg then appears to turn to shadows, and the Void seeps down into the ground. Hornet awakens to find the Knight's broken shell lying on the floor. We get one final shot of the shades in the abyss going to rest, and the game is over. This ending is called the Dream No More ending. The radiance is gone, and Hallownest is finally free from her infection. Now I think it's fair to ask
So
a few questions
sad.
about how the Dream No More ending comes about.
Do you
When
see the
Hollow Knight
TikTok
was
comments?
initially
Yeah,
chosen
whenever
to
I
climb
look.
through the
I
vessel,
keep forgetting to
the
look, I'm
abyss was sealed
sorry.
up, and the rest of the vessels were left to rot away. But somehow, vessels ended up outside of the abyss, and then one of those vessels was used to replace the Hollow Knight. Exactly how much of this operation was planned, if at all? The White Lady was waiting for a vessel. Did she have any communication with Hornet? Hornet was guarding the King's Brand, the only way for a vessel to enter the abyss. How did she know it was necessary to guard the King's Brand from weaker vessels? Hell, if the vessels did escape the abyss by themselves, wouldn't it be pointless to guard the King's Brand, since the vessels could just creep back into the abyss the same way? I'm not going to provide any good answers to these questions.
Damn it.
Because God forbid I answer anything in this entire video. But I do want to point out that no plans to actually produce the Dream No More ending are explicitly stated in-game. So we can only speculate as to whether or not the White Lady or Hornet, or maybe even the Pale King, knew that they could defeat the Radiance by creating a Lord of Shades, like the Knight.
Yeah, why didn't they
Regardless,
think of
the
that?
next two endings were definitely not planned. In fact, the last two endings that were added in the Godmaster update almost feel out of
Godmaster
place.
update.
The Godseekers basically hijack everything to the point where you don't even have to enter the Temple of the Black Egg to beat the game. That's like being Mario Bros without ever seeing Bowser. But on the other hand, the Godmaster endings basically reinforce that Hallownest does not exist in a vacuum, which can help the world of Hollow Knight feel more real. Because what else is reality but just a bunch of random chaotic stuff happening all the time? If the Knight finds the Godseeker in the jungle...
Harina Corpse Husband theme makeup and outfit someday? I did do that once. I still have his mask in the basement. It doesn't really fit my head anymore. It kind of broke. I already read that comment. But yeah, that I do have an old outfit of that, but I could try and recreate it.
Pit, it will be able to enter her mind and refight all the bosses in the game. This is part of the Godseeker's ritual.
I don't want
They
to
basically
refight
attune
everyone.
to the resonance of gods.
I
through
do not want to
ritual
refight
combat.
everyone.
This allows them to ascend their
Absolutely
minds higher,
not.
and eventually, through the use of godly focus, achieve communication with the god sleeping in Hallownest's heart, the Radiance. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a pretty convoluted
I've
little
seen it.
religious
Yeah.
practice they have going on here. What's next? Are they going to start measuring the Knight's Theon levels? It's pretty
I think last Halloween? Check. I forget when I did it. I'm not sure, but it was around a year ago.
going on here.
Or last
What's
Halloween.
next? Are
I'm
they
not
gonna
sure.
start
I forget.
measuring the Knight's Theon levels? It's pretty complicated, but the point is, these Godseekers have some serious capabilities to fuck things up in Hallownest, as we're about to see.
Yeah,
As
they
the Knight
seem
makes it
way
further
too
and further
overpowered.
through the four pantheons, the Godseekers get closer and closer to making contact with the Radiance, locked away inside the Hollow Knight. At the end of the fourth pantheon, the Radiance makes herself aware in this strange reunion cutscene between the vessels.
Aww.
But she isn't the only one to make an appearance. The Void itself appears to go on the attack, rising up to meet the Radiance's call.
Jeez.
It's at this point that the final challenge, the Pantheon of Hallownest, becomes available. The Godseeker finally acknowledges the Knight as being more than just a simple cringer, and they begin to watch the Knight more intently. After defeating like a bazillion bosses in the final Pantheon, the Knight finally comes face to face with the Absolute Radiance, a stronger, more enhanced version of the game's final boss.
Oh hell
Finally,
no.
the stage is set. After roughly 40 minutes of intense agony and
Oh
boss
god.
battles, the Knight has finally reached the ultimate enemy, responsible for the destruction of Hallownest. Truly, this will be a battle for the ages. But first, let's check in on our old pal Manderbug. As it turns out, he's still alive when the Knight arrives in Hallownest.
Hell yeah.
And he's still fulfilling his duty after all this time.
It's only TikTok,
Let's
I probably
take one
missed
last
it.
look
I
at
think
his
it's also
diary.
Instagram. I probably
My lovely diary.
posted it on
Someone's got it
Instagram.
broke. My favorite sign.
The music in this part is Gods and Glory, and it's the best song from the soundtrack. I will have to listen to it on YouTube and never, ever, 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 ever go down that path, lest I want to die. Because I will cry. I'm trying to make sure my chat didn't break.
Right there, at the top of the crossroads. Keeps happening, too. But you know, I just can't get mad about it. I should be thanking them, really.
Oh,
More chances to fix
Manderbug.
that beautiful, complex sign. And I've stocked up on spare parts, so I've no fear it'll ever stay broken for long.
Good.
Unfortunately, the only way to ever read the Menderbug story is to kill him in cold blood. I'm not sure why Team Cherry thought this was necessary, but the
I'm not
general
killing
consensus on Reddit is that they're
Menderbug.
bloodthirsty warmongers, so it checks out. But at least
The whole
Menderbug's
soundtrack is
last moments will
ooh,
be spent
nice.
fixing one of his favorite signs in the Forgotten Crossroads. It's comforting to think that his final seconds of
I
consciousness
am not
were spent
killing
in total bliss
Menderbug.
before we sent him hurtling into the infinite chasm that is oblivion. Well, anyways, the alternate fight between the Knight and the Radiants plays out differently than in the vanilla ending. This time around, the Knight is not accompanied by any shades. Instead,
Yeah,
after
I need that
defeating the
accompaniment.
Radiants, the Knight seems to transform into this monstrosity.
Oh dear
Now, this
God.
creature goes by many names: the God of Gods, the Lord Shade, the Devourer, the Void Entity. But I don't really like any of those, so I
Bill.
will just call him Bill. Bill proceeds to completely annihilate the
God.
Radiants in spectacular fashion. We are then treated to the
Jeez.
Embrace the Void ending. Bill comes back down from the sky, dropping into the rest of Godhome. The Godseeker starts to get pulled into Bill by Void tendrils. We then cut to the Godseeker in the junk pit. Void starts leaking out of her eyes, and it appears as though Bill is making an escape back into the real world, which is probably a bad thing. Finally, we see Hornet standing outside of the Black Egg as the infection begins to disappear from nearby vines. Hornet hears footsteps coming from inside the Black Egg as the Hollow Knight reveals itself to her, and the two prepare for combat. So from this cutscene, we can see that the Radiance's death in Godhome actually did kill her for real, meaning that the infection over Howlnest is now gone. This means the seals inside of the Black Egg probably wore off, allowing the Hollow Knight to escape its prison. In other words, the Embrace the Void ending is a goddamn cliffhanger. And we have no idea how Team Cherry plans to follow this up. The Hollow Knight is running loose in Howlnest, and the Knight has transformed into a raging void monster that might try to destroy the entire kingdom, or at least what's left of it. What's even
I
more
guess
strange
they
about
plan
this
to
ending
make a
is that the announced
sequel
Hollow Knight
instead of
Silk
a,
Song doesn't seem to be related to this ending at all.
or not
But that's
instead of
whole
a, but like
different
after a
shit show.
prequel.
Obviously, the biggest mystery surrounding this ending is the appearance of Bill. Did this creature exist in the void already? Or was it somehow willed into existence by the power of the Godseekers? Did the Knight turn into this thing, or did it just become a part of it? Examining a statue of this creature and other forms of the Knight grant the player a Hunter's Journal entry for an ancient artifact called the Void Idol, which might imply this creature might have been worshipped by the ancient civilization. But again, that's pure speculation.
I love M the Boat Cat.
We don't know what this worship of Void exactly looked like. Maybe the Void they worshipped took the form of something more sinister. There is one thing we know about this monster, though. It's weak to flowers.
Huh?
Yes, these things.
Oh.
As it turns out,
What?
those delicate flowers that Zamir has stockpiled up her ass are actually useful for something. They contain
That's
a strange
good.
power that even deters the White Lady from touching one. The Godseeker, however, is dumb enough to accept a flower from the Knight. If the player does this, instead of Void being released out into the world, this flower pulls a no you, and the Godseeker and Void disappear into thin air. The flower itself is described as giving off a pale light, which appears to connect it to the pale beings. Like I said before, pale beings appear to be some form of top-tier gods. As of right now, we are only aware of two, the Pale King and the White Lady. But the fact that Zamir brought these pale flowers from a faraway land implies that there are definitely more of them out there.
That's really
Another small hint of the
cool.
existence of pale beings are the pale ore items that can be found all over Howlnest. Did these come from the Pale King, or possibly some other pale being? And what exactly are they? Are they poop? In general, the Godmaster endings appear to be doing a lot of setup for future Hollow Knight content.
Yeah, that's
Like I
really
said
cool.
before,
I can see
Hollow
why
Knight
it was
Silksong
like an
doesn't seem to
update.
connect these events on the surface, so we are in a bit of a bind when trying to discuss what these endings actually mean for the greater narrative Team Cherry is building. There's definitely a lot more to consider about what the Pale Beings are and what properties they possess. And we also have plenty of questions surrounding the Void and how bugs have interacted with it in the past. It almost feels like we're looking through a keyhole, trying to grasp onto the totality of Team Cherry's creation. How powerful are creatures
That's
like
really
Bill
cool.
and
I
the
see why it
Worms?
takes so long
Where
for the
did things
games
like
though, if it's
Avoid
just like
even
a
come from to begin
small
with?
ass
How
team.
much bigger is the world beyond Hallownest?
I'd imagine the
Is
world is
Bardoon into
pretty.
butt stuff?
Ah!
But of course,
Why
that's
would
the
they say
appeal of a
that?
game like
Why would
Hollow
they
Knight.
say that to
Is
this
Bardoon
cute little guy, a cute giant guy? But oh my god, look at him! He's so cute! I love
into
him.
butt stuff? But of course,
Hell
that's the
being
appeal
or
of a game like Hollow
the
Knight. Having all of
British.
the answers to every question
Well,
would
it would
just
make
ruin the
sense why they
mystery
tried
of
to
the
conquer
world.
everything.
Plus, if we didn't have questions like this to waste our time on,
Yeah,
then what else
god,
would we
that
be
is
doing with
horrifying.
our lives? Go outside? Ugh. And so this video comes to an end. Now I know the average attention
Oh, I'm gonna
span
get
of
my
a
ass
YouTube
beat
viewer
by
is
that
9
stupid
minutes.
hornet.
So let me leave you with a few takeaways.
9 minutes. Oh, how
Hollow Knight
generous.
is a game about bugs.
Oh.
I know this may come as a shock, but it's true.
No way.
Watch the video again, and this time, pay attention. You'll notice right away, I promise. 2. Murdering your own babies might not be such a good idea after all. I mean,
I
this
would
is obviously
agree.
just my interpretation of the game's lore.
I would.
Other people might have different views on the
I
subject
would
of
have
murdering
to
babies. And every
agree.
opinion is valid, so I don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything. 3. Menderbug is fucking
No.
Four. Nothing is certain.
Not
This video
Menderbug.
probably has a few flaws in it. Trying to construct a cohesive narrative with the information found in Hollow Knight isn't exactly straightforward. I'm sure my views will change in the future, and I encourage you to explore the lore yourself. 5. And this last point
I
is
wish we had a
fairly
better
obvious,
nail.
but I should mention it anyway. Cory in the House is the best anime.
Nice. This was made 2 years ago. Holy shit, man. Let's debunk a map hat video. Ooh, they're treading on dangerous ground. Oh my god, this was so interesting. What the hell? I loved that. Alright, I'm gonna end the TikTok live. There we go. Oh, nice! I had 461 viewers on TikTok. How lovely of them. Alright. What time is it? I feel like I just completely zoned out on everything. 8:25, shit. Absolute nutty buddy. What happened to playing games? Should I play? I feel like I should play a little bit more. I plan to play after, but I'm so tired. But I think I'm gonna play. I watched a run. Here, hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic so I can adjust it. I watched a run of green path, and I want to see some other thing. I still haven't figured out how to beat one part of it, but I do want to discover that hunter guy that I saw in a run. Absolute goober. Games are overrated? Nah. No way. Alright, let me see. 1 remote. 2 remote. I don't know what I just knocked over, but I sure did knock over something. Watching videos about games you've barely played is much better. Me trying to find like little tips and tricks on how to play the game. Oh my god, I suck ass at this game, bro. I suck so much ass at this game. Alright, let's get this set up. 'Cause I want to see something. I'm so tired, but I'm not tired to the point of falling asleep, so Alright. Well, I guess we're playing games tomorrow. Fucking hell. That's my answer. Alright. Oh god. Criminy. Dude, Rad Brad videos for any gameplay info. Really? Wait, let me see. Rad Brad. YouTube? All I see is Hogwarts. Here, let me see. Rad Brad Hollow Knight. No? No Hollow Knight? No. Oh, I don't think he played Hollow Knight. Damn. Damn it. When did this game come out? Maybe it's just... I see Unbound Worlds. The fuck? Wait, that looks really cute. Wait, hold on. Huh?
Building your
Oh! God, scared me. Interesting. Unbound. Worlds Apart. I'll save that information for later. That seems really cool. Oh, my hair looks terrible. Yeah. Switch updates take like 10 seconds. Really? Wait. We'll see. Now we cry in the corner with tissues is to not mess up the makeup. True. Overall, how is the lore? The lore is super interesting. I really like it. Radblad is... Why can't I say Rad Brad? What? Help me a lot in games. Nice. You can also... Really? Damn. Wait, I think it... Is it good? Is it good? Are we good? Hello? Red bread. I keep saying like Rad Blad. Are we good? Hello? Interesting reaction. Yeah, I don't think we're good. I see your border and a black screen. Me too. It won't even let me press the home button. Interesting. All right. I think I'm just gonna end it here. One, because my voice is starting to go to shit. Two, because I don't know what the fuck is up with my Switch. And three, I'm gonna try pressing the home button again. You'll see this, right? Yeah, it's not doing anything. Interesting. Alright. Huh. Lovely. But yeah, I'm gonna switch my MacBook sound So y'all can hear it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I promise I did legitimately plan to play at least a little bit of the game after I finished reacting. Because I wanted to see if I could get to that hunter dude that I saw, the one guy. Apparently he just took a right. And so I wanted to take that right. But if I can't open the game, then I don't think I can take that right. Try the power button on the Switch. I'll try. That would just, like, shut the entire thing off. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, it's not loading. Alright. I'm probably just gonna take the Switch off of the dock and see what I can do. Hard reset. Yeah. I'll just play some more Hollow Knight tomorrow. Stream is probably gonna be a little bit earlier because I have stuff to do in the evening. But yeah, it's not working. Oh well. What's a stream of mine without scuff? But yeah. I want to say I'll stream around 5. Probably. 5 EST. So I would say an hour before I started stream today had I charged my laptop. But I did not charge my laptop and started like a whole ass 45 minutes late. I deeply apologize. I'm a dumbass. But oh my god. Everything is breaking. Alright, I'm gonna log off before I accidentally break more shit by existing. Outro music is on, right? Outro music is on? Okay, it's on. Alright, bye y'all. Thank you for stopping by. I'm sorry it was shorter than I planned.